So in connection with the Namavalis, what we were trying to explore to understand the Namas and the divinity which is associated with the Namas and the characters which are associated with the Namas. So as we said, by Parachara Bhattar, it is Guna Vaibhavam, which is called the Gunas of the Bhagavan is being cherished through these Namavalis. So we were trying to explore the Gunas, the basic concepts, what has been discussed, and how these Gunas have been interpreted according to different commentators. Mostly, I'm using Radhakrishna Shastrigal's commentary, which encompasses all the Parachara Bhattas and also Adi Shankara's commentaries, where he has cited with more Shabda Pramana, which is called as Vedam as the Pramana. Adi Shankara has cited mostly Upanishad Pramana. So all those things have been cited by Radhakrishna Shastrigal. Mostly I'm using that commentaries to understand the clarity of the names. Now in that connection, let us go to the verse number 10, which starts like this: Suresha Charanam Sharmaha Vishwareta Prajapavaha Aha Samvatsaro Vyala Pratyaya Sarvadharshanaha. So we'll see and explore each and every names and the namas and what type of gunas it exhibit, and let us try to understand. Sureshaha, Sura Ishaha Sureshaha. So we know according to our Sanatana Dharma, there are two kinds of understanding in the gunas. One with more negative qualities, one with more positive or divine qualities or divinity, towards divinity. So one with negative qualities are called the person or the individuals who are developing the negative qualities and demonic qualities, which we call it as Asuraha. Suraha means one who has all the good and positive qualities. So Suraha, Asuraha, the opposite of Sura is Asura. So we have clear-cut definition between these two. Now here what we are talking about, Sureshwaraha. Sureshaha, the beautiful name. We also have a lot of our friends by name Suresh Kumar and all those. What does Suresh means? The one who is head of all the positiveness. If you say Devas are in charge of all the positiveness, and Asuras, the demonic qualities, are represented by the Asuras, and we had time to time we had lot of Asura kings who came, like including Ravaneshwara, Kumbhakarna, we had Kamsa, we had Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, everyone came, and then that was a temporary period where they were, and then a time to time they have been slayed or they have been killed by the avatars when they come into the universe. So we have the Suras and Asuras in both sides, because it is always the Bhagavan's nature. The nature always try to balance the both. So it is a balancing ability what Bhagavan is always doing. Always remember, when there is good, there is always a bad. You cannot stop it. So beautifully said, if you talk about a day, when you want to count a day, if you say one day is gone, 24 hours is gone, remember, it also includes night. It also includes night. If the day is considered to be the Sura's quality, night is considered to be the Asura's quality, Tamoguna. So a day counts both day and night, right? So when you say one day, it counts day and night. The 24 hours goes with the sunrise, sunset, not only that, the next day sunrise. That is how our Sanatana Dharma, which always goes. Sunrise to the next day sunrise is considered to be one day. So you include the night time also. So the night time is inclusive of a days as a count. So what does it mean? So even in your calculation of a day of a 24 hours, what you're trying to do, you are also including the night time. That means a day includes night. Same way, bad will always have a good, or a good will always have a bad element. So you cannot separate them. Opposites are always there. It is present. So there is always a balance what we need to maintain. And a balance who is maintaining, it has been maintained by the Bhagavan. So the nature tries to balance it. And if the negative balance are going up, there will be somewhere the avatars or something will come to try to balance it out and bring it down to the equal proportion. All right. So now the understanding is we are talking about he is the Deva, he is the leader for the positiveness. So he is called the Adhipati for the positive. So what does it mean? He also balances the positive. See, if there in the world is only positive, then the world will become also boring. Okay, we need to understand this. It could sound a little bit crazy, but that is the reality. If it is only positive, everyone is positive, everyone is only in the good elements, and that is how the world is going, the world will also have a trouble to work with because it needs some repercussions. It needs something to grow. See, supposing you understand a seed need to germinate, there need to be some pressure by the soil itself to make it not come out. So that's why the cracking of seed is happening. The germination of the root will happen. The root will push itself towards the emergence of the soil, and then it will come out and pop out, and it will come out, and then it will try to pressurize and come out of the soil. So this is how the reality is. So nature will always try to put a pressure, right? So that is needed. That is needed. So that's why we say everything goes on smoothly, doesn't work. So you need to have here and there some hiccups. So like in life, we have to always accept all those things. So balancing the both element is very important. So here we can say he is the leader for the positive side, who is called the Devas. Why he is considered to be the leader in our Krishna Leela, what we talk about Harivamsa story in the Krishna Leela from Mahabharatam also. We know that he himself, he has even challenged the Indra, right? So everyone might know the story, which is also very famous in Bhagavatam and also in the Krishna Avatara story. That what we call it as Govardhana Giri. So because Krishna is always considered to be Govardhana Giri Dhari. So what is Govardhana? Govardhana is one of the mountain. And then this mountain, he has lifted with his own small finger, little finger, and he has lifted. What has happened? What was the behind the story behind it? That city, that entire, the Nandagopa's village, they had a tradition of praying to God Indra. Indra is considered to be the leader for the Devas, right? So the leader for the Suras. So they always pray to him, saying that you are the person who is in charge of rain and all. So try to bestow us with a good rain quality, and then everything you give. So they always go and try to praise him for that. Now Krishna, being a small little chap, and he was asking why you are doing this. It's not that Krishna doesn't know that the significance and the meaning of this festival, but he does want to question this. Asking him why. Asking why you're doing it. They're saying like, because he is the person who gives us the rain, and because of the rain, our things, everything, agriculture grows, we get water level increases, our well is good and all those things, water sources, we don't have any scarcity. So now Indra is very happy that Nandagopa is explaining to Lord himself about his significance, right? So Indra is himself having this ego in his mind, saying that, oh yeah, even if you are Krishna, you have to come and bow to me. Now Krishna wants to teach him a lesson. Because of the ego, he wants to give him a lesson. So he said, it's not necessary that you need to pray to Indra. It is really that you have to pray to one. It is really that you have to pray to the Govardhanagiri. Then no one understood what is the significance, why Krishna is saying that you have to pray to a small mountain, which is there, and the mountain is there, and what the mountain is going to do. He said, no, you don't understand. Mountain is giving you lot of, the trees to you for your vegetation, trees for you to get cut the trees and then get the wood, trees for your own cattle to graze, trees for you, and then it gives you shade because you think about the sunrise and sunset, the suns, it has been trying to hide and then it is trying to give it. And if there is a strong blow of wind because of the Parvatam, the mountain, the strong wind is not blowing or penetrating through the mountain, so it is trying to help. So if at all you need to do any prayers, it should be for the Govardhanagiri, not for this Indra, because Indra didn't do, because it is his work, he has to give the rain. So this is what we need to understand. When Lord decides something has to be given to the people, some message has to be given, it has to be done. Because it is the duty of Indra to give the rain to the universe. So for that, he cannot cherish, he cannot be celebrated as a big. Okay. So he has to be taught with a lesson. That's what Krishna is trying to give. So now this debate goes on, and then everyone agrees, and then they stop doing that festivity, and then it was stopped. So what happened? Indra wants to show his anger and his power, and he started pouring torrential pour of rain. So everywhere it is flooded, and the entire village where Nandagopal and everyone is there, and this entire village, Vrindavan, everything was flooded with so much water, and everyone is, they're struggling. They're saying, Krishna, see, this is what has happened. We should have prayed to Indra, and Indra could have graced us. He could have given us the limited, correct level of water, rain, and all. So now you have got his the Krotham and Kopa of him, so we have to do something. Krishna said, don't worry. So even now I will say, pray to Govardhanagiri, because Govardhanagiri is going to protect you. He told that. And everyone says, how it is going to do? Come with me. So in presence of everyone, being a small child, he lifted the entire Govardhanagiri in one hand, and he just put it on the top of his little finger, and he was having that as like an umbrella, and everyone from that, the Vrindavan, everyone, they just took the shelter under the Govardhanagiri. And the cattle and everyone, right? And then they say that he stood for minimum 3 days like that. He stood for 3 days. And torrential pour of rain was there. Indra wants to show all his power. He is using his Vajrayuda. He is using all the thunders and everything. Thunderbolt he is trying to do. Nothing happened, because who is he? He is the Parabrahma who is standing there and is holding it. For 3 days, being a child, being maybe like a teenage boy. So he is holding that mountain and he was standing there. And he's trying to protect the entire village. And after the 3 days, then the Indra understood that he cannot do anything, and he came down, he bowed, and he said, whatever else, you are the Sureshaha. You are the leader. We have to obey. I don't have anything, right? So I understand I had the ego, and I have to surrender my ego to you. So now, with all the things, that's why we say, because he was standing there and protecting everyone, so that's why people, still we have culturally, we have that habit of giving bhog to Krishna, like doing chappan bhog and all. They say, like 64 items of varieties of foods have been served, because as a child, with hungry and all those things, 3 days he has lifted that entire mountain and it's standing there. Definitely he should be hungry. So that way all the Vrindavan village, entire people served with all kind of food to that child, because he's a charming child, and he was always liked by everyone there. So everyone liked Krishna, right? So that was the realism in the Bhagavata. So everyone cooked, and they served the food. So that is why it is one of the tradition we are doing that bhog and all to Krishna, and then saying that what? To remind him, during that Govardhanagiri time, you gave us shelter by lifting a small mountain, and we were with you, and then we were standing with you, Krishna. Likewise, my big problems and sufferings, which could be like a mountain, if you think you can lift that entire sorrows and everything and give me shelter under you. So this is the understanding why we do it especially with the Govardhanagiri. lifting incident. So understanding that he is the person who can even lift the entire suffering and he can throw it off. And what is the other lesson? What he wants to say? Whatever it is your duty, don't get pride on your duty, saying that, bragging that, see, I am doing the best. No, don't take it that much of a serious. So, what is the understanding here is Sureshaha, meaning he is even the leader for the positive. He is the leader for the Devas. So, everyone has to listen to him. They have to go with his orders. So he has a balance, he has an order by which everything goes. So he dictates them whether there should be this amount of things have to be done. Everything he decides, and he has this order which can be given to everyone. That is called Suresha. Next one is Charanam. What is Charanam? Means Charanam, Charati Hidi Charanaha. So I am just surrendering to you. This is the beautiful point, right? It's surrendering. I am trying to surrender to you. So the problem is most of the time we also claim that I surrender myself to God. Do we really surrender to the God? Do we really surrender to the God? This is a beautiful question which always comes to our mind. There was one beautiful incident or really a WhatsApp story or some story which has been, which I'm just reminding and I'm just sharing here. But though it is through WhatsApp, but it has a very, very, very great significance here. There's one fellow who is a rope walker. I don't know whether I have mentioned it, but it will be worth mentioning here to understand what is called Charanaha. There was one guy who is a rope walker. There was a pole, and then you all know that they have a high pole, and then in the pole, on the top of the pole, they will tie the rope, and the people will try to walk on it. It is a practice, right? It's a practice that they balance themselves on the rope, and then they walk from one corner to other corner, and then sometimes from there they will return back. So this usually they do. And the people who are down, they will try to cheer him so that he walks without any problem. Because remember, it's not easy. Walking on the rope is like, it's not that easy because you have to have a balance. If you slip out the balance, you can easily fall. So there was a person who was standing on the rope on the one side of the rope, and he was trying to walk. He was trying to walk, balancing himself, and he is trying to walk on the other side. And the people, the audience who are down, they are trying to cheer him up. So remember, imagine some feet of distance what he was walking. So everyone is cheering up. You're saying, yeah, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. He was starting to walk because of the cheering impact of everyone. He started to walk. And then he approached and he crossed the rope of one side and he reached the other side. Now he turned towards the next side and then he asked the audience down, he was asking them, do you think I can reach the other side? Beautiful question. Everyone in the audience, they were jumping. They were saying, yes, you can do it. It's not a problem because it's easy for you. You walk here and then it should be the same thing which you can do it. Very good. Do you all know, do you all think that I can even take something in my hand and with that I can balance and then I can walk on the rope? Yes, everyone says, yes, it's easy for you. Everyone is saying, yes. Good. Instead of something like a thing which I want to carry, however, I can carry a child and then go, yes. Everyone is saying, oh, yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah. Now he said, he addressed the audience, I am now ready to carry a child in my hand and walk on the rope from this corner to that corner. Who is ready to give your child to me so that I can carry it? Now the incident stops here and it says, Everyone cheering, right? So everyone cheering, everyone believing that he can walk on the rope from one side to other side, carrying something in his hand. It's possible. If it is a child or whatever it is, precious thing also, no problem. He can do it. Everyone is believing that, right? It is called as a faith. Very good. It's a belief that we all have a belief. Very good. Rather than faith, I would say it's a belief. I believe it. Very good. Very good. But what is next? Am I ready to surrender? That's a question. What is surrender? Am I ready to give my child to him so that he can carry that? No. When it comes to my child, I'm not ready to give it that. So when it comes to me, I don't do it. That's the problem. So we have a belief in the divinity. When it comes to surrender, we are not ready to surrender. That is the problem where we stuck, where we stop. Because we talk through words, we say that I surrender. No, we don't. No one truly surrenders. So because this is himself, Bhagavan himself says in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 types of people who come to me, Arjuna. There are 4 types of devotees who come to me. Chaturvita bhajanti ma janah sukritino Arjuna artho jignasu artarthi jnani cha paradarshabha. So there are chaturvitaha, there are 4 types of people, 4 types of devotees who come to me. They say they are surrendering me. For what? He gives a list. Those from that day itself till now, this Bhagavad Gita phrase is very much apt. See how psychologically Lord Krishna has understood us. Number 1, Artho. This fellow will only come when there is a need to any Lord for anything. If there is a need, he will come. If there is no need, he will never even visit to God or never even visit to temple. So if there is a need, they will come. It's called Artha. Artho means only materialistic value. I need money, I will come. I need promotion, I will come. After that, I am done. I won't even see God. I don't know which direction the temple is. Artha. Jignasu. This fellow has reached something in his life. He's searching himself for some other thing. So what he is doing, trying to find out something more. What he is trying to find something more, he wants to understand what is self, what is this, what is that. He is trying to find out the source. He has a inquiring nature, self-inquiry in himself. So he is called Jignasu. So one is Artaha, next one is Jignasu, the third one is Artarthi. He is also a little bit materialistic, but he is a little bit materialistic in what way? I have attained something, but I still want something. So the first one and the third one is almost with the materialistic pursuit. The first one is purely material. The second one is I have attained something, but still I have not got that one, so I need it. I got my promotion, but I still didn't get that increment, so I need it. So I need God, Lord, who is that Shirdi Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba, Lord Krishna, Guru Ayappa, whoever, Bhagavati Amma, whoever it is, please bless me with that extra increment. So it's called Artharthi. And then the last one is called Jnanihi. Who is Jnani? Who already understood that who is God, who is Lord, who is Brahman, where is he, and everything. But still he wants to have constant touch. Always he wants to keep his mind with constant integrated awareness of the God, which is called CIA. Okay, it is not central intelligence. It is called CIA, which is called constant integrated awareness. I want to keep him in my integrated awareness every minute, I think, every second, nanosecond, whatever the fraction of seconds you can think about, you are always integrating yourself with the divinity. He is called Jnani. So those are the four people who are always coming, and then they try to say that they are the devotees to me. So who is going to do the charanam here? The charanam will be done, already done by Jnani. The jignasu will be in the process. So artharthi and arthaha, they will never come, because unless their materialistic pursuit has been not completed, they will be always wandering. So this is why we say charanam. Charmaha, charmaha, which is called anandaha, which is called bliss. Charmaha, which is called bliss. Okay. So one who can grant you the bliss, one who can give you the bliss. Charanti dukkam idi charnaha. So that means one who destroys or removes the sorrow is called as a person who is called Sharmaha. So one who can give that anytime. What has happened to the Draupadi? He has taken all the dukkhas of her. Every minute, every second, she was under the constant integrated awareness of Krishna. So resultant, what happened? Wherever there is a dukkha, he was always there. Especially with Panchali, any time she thinks, minute, he will be there. Any minute, any second, he has not left her after the Vastravaram. So Sharmaha. So any minute, any second, if you are integrated, you will feel the bliss of that divinity. Because see, it is a taste what you need to have. That's what Tyagaraja says, kana ruchira. So when I see Lord, when I see you, I'm getting a different taste. Kana ruchi. Ruchi means taste. By seeing you, I'm getting different taste. How could it be? He is getting that ecstasy in a different way. He's trying to get that ecstasy in a different way. So that's where, that's the level of bliss where Tyagaraja was so connected. So that's called Ananda. It's very unique type of Ananda. So which we need to understand that bliss is there only by connection. Not just through as an artharthi, we are not going to get it. We are not going to get it. Only you take a step as a jignasu, you will try to experience there is something called as a bliss. Other than that, we are not going to even see even understand what is called as bliss. That is called Sarmaha. Vishwareta. Vishwareta. So which is called a seed. Vishwaretaha. Retas means seed. The seed of the universe. The seed for the universe. He is the seed for the universe. He is not only Vishwareta, he is also Vishwayonihi. Later you will also study one more nama. It's called Vishwayonihi. So he is the seed. He is the main element, main Prakriti element of this entire world. Okay? So that's why we say Vishwaretaha. The entire body has been formed from his own. The entire universe formation is from his own. From his. He is the seed. He is the element for that. Prachapavaha. Prachaha bhavaha. From whom all the living beings originated. From whom all the living beings originated. It doesn't matter whether it is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha. Nothing matter. Right? Nothing matter. See, so beautiful analogy what Radhakrishna Shastrika said. Supposing, imagine you just getting into, one day you want to do some kitchen work. You want to cook something, you want to try. The first time. Think about it. First time. You want to take a batter of dosa batter, and then you want to try to put the dosa in a small tawa, or you want to do roti. And you want to take a dough, and then you are trying to put the roti and trying to bring a shape. Will you get, that's the first time, trying to understand. You are trying to do, that's the first time you're going to do it. Will you get the shape on the first time, first attempt? Very rare. Very, very rare. Right? So you won't get it on the first attempt. So what happens? You will get all the world map shape and all of a different landmass. So might be a New Zealand or might be an Australia, not like a round one, right? For your either your roti or dosa, what you're trying to do. So later by later, daily by daily, when you're trying to do it, you improve and improve and improve. And what happens at the day, one time, everything will come in perfection. You will get a round dosa and beautifully you have made it. You know at what texture you want to take it. If it is a paper roast or whatever it is, you know it. Same way the roti, how you have to flip it, how you have to take it out, how you can puff it out. Everything you know through a process by which you will try to learn. So initially you will make mistakes and slowly. Same way, if you want to swim, you will do that. If you want to ride a cycle, think about riding a cycle. First time getting into a cycle, you will fall. 20 times you have fallen before you have ride your cycle perfectly. Am I right? So perfection comes only by practice. Beautifully done. Understand, perfection comes by practice. For Bhagavan, it is totally different. Why it is totally different? He created who? He created all the greatest elements first. He created Brahma, he created Prajapati, he created Manus, he created Rishis, he created excellent peoples. Nityasuris, everyone is there first. He has done the best of best first. And at the last, we are the least of all. Who are we? With all the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madam, Ascharya, we are here. With all these embodiments in our body, we are sitting here. So what is the difference here? Human will try to improve by practice. Bhagavan, initially himself, when he creates a perfect one. And later, all the residues and sediments have been created at the last. So we can understand the opposite of this. This is beautifully given by Radha Shastrigal, a beautiful understanding for us to understand this, that how he has created Prajabhavaha. So he not only creates, but he knows how to create it, how the order by which it has to be created. Prajabhavaha. Ahaha. Ahaha. So what does it mean? Ahaha means one who never gives, one who never give up his devotees. One who never give up his devotees is always there to protect them. And Radha Shastrigal here always refers that he is like a sun. So he is like a scorching sun. So he is radiant, and with his radiance, he is always trying to be there and then try to protect. Now, what we understand by these words means that he doesn't give up. He doesn't give away on his devotees. So he's always giving you chances, right? See, beautifully understand. Even though if you have done something, he's always there to protect you. Say, for example, everyone should have known about the Bhadrachala Raman. Bhadrachala is a place in near Hyderabad, I think so, in Andhra Pradesh. And he was a collector those days during the Mohalaya period. He was a collector. Because collector means he's a tax collector, so he collects the taxes with what the government has, what that Mughal Empire has done. So he is supposed to collect the tax and then he's trying to remit it back to the kingdom. And basically he's a collecting agent. Now what happened? He had a very great tapa or love with Rama. There was a Rama temple in Bhadrachala. A very famous temple. Bhadrachala Rama. So he had a very good love and intimacy with that Rama. Somehow he got so much connected with the Rama. So all of a sudden he was thinking, we need to construct a temple for this Rama because this Rama is here in the, he is getting, you know, the temple is not that good. Maybe it was in a very small shed or something like that. So he was very, he is concerned, no, the Rama's condition is very bad. So we have to construct a big temple, huge temple has to be constructed. So I have to use the money. So what happened? He took advantage of the taxes what he has collected and the people who are paying to him all the taxes. He started diverting that money into the temple construction time. So he started using that money for temple construction. So the temple was started constructed. The money is not going to the Mughal Empire, who is sitting there. He was not getting, because in the Hyderabad they were sitting there. They were not able to receive any taxes being collected from, especially from this Jilla. Jilla is this type of district. But all the other districts, they are paying him. So they thought like, okay, this guy, maybe he's facing some difficulties in collecting it. But later he got to know that this fellow is using this fund for his own purpose. They were thinking that they don't know that he is building a temple or anything. Later, when he found out that he is building a temple, also, it's not according to his own view that he can use it, right? It is people's money that he has to give back to the government. But he has diverted that money, that entire funds, to the temple construction, and the temple is going on. The construction is going on. So now the Mughal Emperor comes back, and then he's trying to ask him, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ramadasa? And he says, pay me back the money. He doesn't have money. It's a huge amount. What he has collected. He says, if not, then you'll be put under the jail. We cannot do anything. So he is taken into task, and then he has been put into the jail, and then he is there, and then from there he is trying, and he has got bashes and everything and all, like ill treatment is always there, because he is considered to be like a thief who has stolen the economy, especially it is an economic loss for the country, right? So he was bashed with everything, and then he's literally started crying. And they're beautiful kirtanas which are written by Bhadrajala Ramadasa. We have to get to know those kirtanas. Then he cries. He says, why there is no dhaya for me, and then I am getting all these things. What did I do? I try to create a temple for you. So he is even saying that, Amma Sita, can you don't say to Rama that, he let him come and save me. On that night time, what happens? The Mughal Emperor was sleeping, and suddenly he heard some knock on the door, and he opens the door. He sees two young people, excellent, charming people. They were standing there, and he told, come on, take this money, release my Ramadasa. You have tortured him so much. And it has to be released because he has to get out of the jail. Karatva. Then this Mughal Empire wants to know them. Who are you? What is your name? He says Ramoji, Lakshmanoji. So that means basically Rama and Lakshmana has come there to save him. He says, my name is Ramanoji, and he says his name is Lakshmanoji. We have come here because it is his property. I'm just giving the money to you. Whatever the money you told that he has taken up, take this money and then release it. The next day he was released, and he didn't even understand what has happened. The Mughal period, then what happened? The money has been put there, and then he is trying to understand who they are, and then when he sees them, they both are not there, they both are vanished. So the Mughal Empire couldn't see and witness anyone. So he understood some divine play was there. So he immediately runs to Bhadrajala, to the Ramadasa, and says that, oh my God, something has happened, the miracle thing has happened, that there are two people who came, and then they knocked my door, I opened, they said they themselves, they are Ramanoji, Lakshmanoji. And then when I tried to see them, they were not there, they totally vanished. But I see the treasure is here and all. So I think so you have been blessed by your own God. So I'm going to release you. I'm sorry, and you are not convicted, Vati. You are not guilty, so you are not convicted for this crime. So you will be released. Now Bhadrajala Ramadasa cries and says, I didn't get the darshan. You had the punya of seeing the Rama and Lakshmana. He says, you got the punya of seeing who? The Rama and Lakshmana. So I should definitely get the blessings and respect from you. And he was a little bit sorrow. He's thinking about, Appa Rama, you have not given me the darshan. I am still waiting to get your darshan. And that's how he comes. So what I'm saying is the idea is this is not too far. This is almost in the 18th century or 17th century, almost like that. So maybe the history, the days which I'm referring might be a little bit different. But what I'm saying is during the Mughal period, it's not too far period for us to understand that Rama and Lakshmana, they themselves came in person, tried to save his own devotees. So we can understand how Narayana in his own form comes out and he is trying to help them. In any crisis to his own devotees, he is trying to help them. Samvatsara. Samvatsara means what? We talk about time. So Samvatsara means time. Right? Always there is a time. So everything goes with the time. So time management. He is like an year. He is the rupa of everything. He is the rupa of Masa. He is the rupa of Rutu. He is the rupa of everything. Right? So he is behind all the components, which is very, very important. The basic elements, the basic rudiments of the living here. Kala Rupa. So that's why we say he is a Samvatsaraha. Another meaning for this is Vasaha. Vasaha means one who can Akrashaha, one who can attract the others. That is called Vasaha. And also he is trying to give Vas. Vas means to live. That who gives you the blessings to live is also called Vasaha. So this is called Samvatsaraha. Vyalaha. The next word is called Vyalaha. What is Vyala? Vyala means, as per the Sanskrit, there are so many words which are referred with this. So many meanings connotes for this word. Vyala can refer to lion, can refer to tiger, can refer to mad elephant. It can also refer to snakes. It can also refer to dushta, demons, right? Also, there could be one philosophical understanding of Vyala as one who is beyond our understanding, beyond our capacity to understand. You cannot grasp him. Okay, he is beyond our grasping senses, beyond our senses. So that's what we see. Okay, see, it is not easy to get Vashya of an elephant, right? So see, even though you capture an elephant, it's very hard for you to train an elephant unless otherwise there is another elephant who can try to drive it. Even to get it into truck or anything, you need another elephant a trained elephant to try to push it and all those things. You cannot do it. Humanly, it's not possible because the elephants, they are very wide. And the rupam is very big. So we all know that, right? So it is very big. So you can understand it's not easy for us to comprehend or try to capture him getting. So that's what we say as Vyalaha. It is not easy for us to capture him with the senses. Try to understand. See, the idea is we are trying to see him from the senses point of view. No, he is beyond the senses. So we have to understand that. Pratyaha. The Pratyaha means it is not it is not just a knowledge. He is a deep knowledge who is called as a self. He is a being. He is Paripurana. The Paripura Jnanam, that is what he is. Okay? Pratyaya. So he is the Paripurana. He is total, complete knowledge. And is also pure knowledge. So that's why we say creativity is very pure. That which comes from your own originality is very pure, right? So what which comes from your originality, in your own understanding, that is very pure. You don't have something else. That is the problem, right? So see, he says in Mahabharata, there is a quotation they say, and which goes like this: if you have a heart, Krishna says in a beautiful word, if you have a heart, understand me. And he says to his own Kunti, the atta, auntie. If you have faith in me, place Bhima and Arjuna to me at my disposal. Because Kunti, he is giving this word to Kunti. Do you have faith in me? That's a question. Because see, everyone can play anything, right? So you can always talk about many things. But how far you believe, how far you put the faith in it, how far you are ready to surrender with that. That is where the reality comes. So that's what they were talking even in the front portion about Sharanam. Even here we are talking about Pratyayaha. Right? Pratyayaha means you are believing it. You have full faith. You have full surrender understanding. So once you surrender, you understand he is Parabrahma. Then only you will get the Paripurnam. Other than that, as long as your mind is playing something before, try to understand there is a divinity, there is a mind. Your mind is a limiting factor for you. Unless you break that limiting factor, you are not going to merge with the divinity. So your divinity will always be there. There will be a small fort for you to protect it. And then you are going to be there. That's going to be a small veil which is going to protect you and the divinity. That wall is always there. You need to break the wall from yourself. How you are going to break is up to you. Then only you can understand the Purnatva. That is called Pratyayaha. Sarvadarshanaha. Once you break the wall, then what happens? You become that, right? So what happens? He is the one who knows all the effects. He is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He is everywhere. And he looks everywhere, right? That's why we say Sakastra Sirsha Purushaha, Sahasra Akshaha Sahasrapa. How much he has? He has 1,000 eyes, he has 1,000 legs, he has 1,000 heads. 1,000 is not a count. It's not a number here. It's just a count, like a small layman counting the small layman counting the cow herd of more than a crore will say, oh, thousands and thousands and thousands. We'll say hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and right. So we will say that because we don't know the numbers. We will say number, billion, zillion, gazillion, all these words which we are trying to use today, all those things are there. So that's basically how we can say is Sahasra Akshaha. So he is looking at every direction here. So that's why he is called Sarvadarshanaha. One who has his eyes and heads everywhere. He is the basic CCTV. He is the basic CCTV of this entire world. From his eyes, nothing can escape. He knows everything. Why he's not reacting? Because sometimes he takes a role as an observer. That's it. He just observes. He wants to observe and wants to know what is happening. That's it. Because he wants you to understand rather than he comes interrupt and then he is giving you the ideas. He will give that wisdom for you yourself to equip. So that is basically your verse number 10 is there. So Sureshah Sharanam Sharmaha Vishwareta Prajabhavaha Ahat Samvatsaro Vyala Pratyaya Sarvadarshana. I'll also start with the next one, the verse number 11. Ajaha Sarveshwara Siddhaha Siddhis Sarvadirachyudaha Vrishakabi Rameyatma Sarvayoha Vinashrutaha. So let us also see that. Ajaha, beautiful word. Ajaha. Ajaha means Ayonijaha. Ayonihi means one who was not born through mother's womb. Simple way of understanding. One who was not born through a mother's womb. We can always come with a clarification. Oh, then how about Rama? Then oh, how about Krishna? Beautiful. They are avatars. How about Parasurama? They are avatars. So what is the difference? Avatars, they can come, descend down. They can show their power with limited powers and then they will show something and then they'll go back. Brahman is one. It doesn't have any birth or death. It's always there. It is always sarvavyapi. There is no end period for any of these presence there. So sometimes if we don't understand, if we don't get the point as what is called self, what is called atma, what is this thing which is a little bit higher, I always say one simple way to understand, do we believe in nature? Do we believe in divinity? That's the question. You say yes, believe the divinity is equal to your atma or whatever they talk. If you equate that way and understand, it will be easy for you to understand divinity is always there. Divine is always present, even when I was born. Even before my birth, it is always there. It's not that not going to be there even if my life is finished or my life is ended. It's still there. Right? So that means what? There is no birth or death for this divinity. It is always there because divinity is what? Divinity is equal to nature. Nature is always there. Nature can change its courses, but you cannot say the nature is absent totally. So that's what we say, ajaha. Ajaha means ayonijaha. There is no birth or no death. Okay? So that's why he is always permanent. Sarveshwaraha. He is Ishvara for everyone. He is the Ishvara for everyone. Okay? So anyone who comes there, so Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, the Brahma, Indra, so we say that all those people for whom he is the head. Okay? So he is the Ishvara. He rules. And he gives that, he gives the title also for them. He gives them responsibility also for them. Remember, he has created Manus. Remember, he has created Saptarishis. Remember, he has created Brahma to see the department of creation. So he has done this so that the departments are also functioning properly. So that's why he is the head of all the Ishvaraha. Siddhaha. Siddhaha. That means he is always there. He is always residing. So you cannot say that any time he is not there. So another meaning here for Siddhaha means one who is always available at the hands of his own devotees, at his own hands of his own devotees. Okay? One who is available at the hands of his devotees. So if a devotee needs him at any disparity moment, it's a sheer need is always there. It doesn't matter whether it is a crocodile, alligator, monkey, it's a squirrel, right? Even if it is someone who is having a bad character, by just uttering the Narayana's name at the last minute, has been even blessed. See, one of the beautiful Bhagavatam story goes like that. One fellow was always chanting Rama's Nama. And here, at the end, he finished and he goes to Sargaloka, and then he says to the Indra that I need to go and meet Vishnu because I was chanting Rama Nama. I always need to go to Vishnu and then I want to see him. Indra says, yeah, I know that you have come to Sargaloka because of chanting of Rama Nama, so why do you worry? No, I want to see him. I have to go and meet Vishnumurti. And also he says, I have a question. What is the benefit of chanting the Ramana? He's also putting this question. So because I know that I have come to Sargaloka, but I'm supposed to go to Vaikuntha. So what is the benefit of chanting that? What should be the benefit for me? Now Indra says, I don't know. I need to clarify this. So let us go to Brahma. So Indra takes him to the Brahma. And he poses the same question. He says, Brahma, Are Brahma, he has come here and then he has come to Swargaloka because of chanting and all those things. Very good, very good. Brahma is very happy. Very good to see you. Now he is asking a question, what is the benefit of chanting Ramatma? Brahma says, I also don't have any idea. So I'm sorry, maybe that portion I have left in choice in my examination or something. I have no idea what it is. So I need to find out what is the answer. So let us go and ask Maheshwara. Because he is very close, right? So his brother-in-law is Vishnu. So probably he might have some idea. So let us go to Maheshwara so that we can get an idea. So now Brahma, Indra with this person, they all three go there to the Maheshwara Lokam and then the Kailasham. Kailasham, the Shiva is sitting there and then they were asking this question and then they showed this fellow was chanting Ramanama and he says, oh, very good. Ramanama is excellent. Now the question is, this guy is asking, what is the benefit of chanting Ramanama? Oh, Maheshwara says, oh, that is a tricky question. He says, I cannot, he doesn't want to, he says he's not knowing the answer. He never said that. He says, the tricky question, it will be better to get the explanation directly from Vishnu Murthy. That will be very good for him to understand. Come, let us all go and go to the Vaikuntham and then try to get the answer. So everyone taking this person with the protection of Maheshwara, with the protection of Indra and Brahma, they are walking into Vaikuntham. Vaikuntham opens and the Vishnumurti is there. He is in the Yoga Nidra, he is sitting, he is sleeping posture and the world's richest lady, Lakshmi Devi, is pressing his legs and then he is in the Shayana and then he is like in a pleasurable movement. He was sitting there, he was sleeping there, like pretending to sleep in the Yoga Nidra and is there. Then every devatas are coming in front of him and then asking him, Vishnumurti, Narayana, Namaskaram, Namaskaram. And then he says, yeah, Namaskaram. And then he gets up and he says, yes, what happened? What makes you all come here? There's a question. This gentleman was chanting Ramanama, very good. And he has come to Swarga because of his boon and because of his all positiveness. It's good for us to understand. Very good, very good. Now he is asking a question to me, that is, what is the benefit of chanting the Ramanama? So I took him from here to Brahmaloka. Brahma says, let us go and clarify with Mahesha. Mahesha says, you are the best person to give the answer. That's why we have come here. So can you clarify what is the benefit of chanting Ramanama? Now Narayana says very clearly, very good. This story is there, this legend is there in the Bhagavatam. He says, this is the benefit. What is the benefit? This is the benefit. What do you mean this is the benefit? With the protection of Indra, with the protection of Brahma, with the protection of Maheshwara, leading them directly to my Vaikuntham. This is the benefit of chanting Ramanama. You all will guide that individual directly to Vaikuntha Padam. This is the benefit. And everyone was really understood, and Maheshwara was happy because let Narayana himself say the realism of what is the Ramanama's benefit. That's why he said Sri Rama 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 Iti. Later we will be studying about it. Sri Rama 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 Iti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranamam Tulyam Ramanama Varanane. What does that mean? So what I am trying to say that is always available. Always available. Even in the Paralokam also he is available. That's the belief what we need to understand. And Siddhi, he is the goal. He is the ultimate goal for me to reach. My only objective is that I need to reach. I should not deviate from that. If I have that in my mind, I am going to work on that goal. I know we always have goals for many things. We plan. Materialistically, we plan. We want to get success in many things. Very good. Those are all the extras. Plus, right? When you do the sincerely, the divinity, these are allied factors what you are going to get. Like these are the bonus, buy one, get one free. That's it. What is that? Materials, prosperity or excellency in the fame and all those things will be your extra additional benefit. Sarva Adihi, Sarva Adihi. That means what? He is the origin of origin. When you say something with something has got the birth first, he is before that. Sarva Adihi. Achyutaha, beautiful word, right? It's this word, Achyuta, is always a beautiful word for us to chant. Beautiful word for us to chant. Always when you start with the namas of Narayana, we start with Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. So these three words or three namas are considered to be the greatest namas which can even get rid of all the vyadis. Sarva papam shayakara, sarva vyadi vinasan. So Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha. Even when you do the Achamaniyam, we do Achyutaya Namaha, Anantaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. Then we do Keshava Narayana Madhava Govinda Vishnu Madhusudana Trivikrama Vamana Sridhara. So based on what are all the practices and what are all the names we add. So Achyuta is a beautiful word. What is the understanding of an Achyuta? Achyuta hai, that means one who has not lost his own self. See, who can guide you? Who is the best leader who can guide you? A leader can guide one who has not lost himself. One is permanently there. What is that? He is permanently in his own self. Then only he can lead you. If I am myself, I am not clear. If I myself is not established in myself, then how can I lead others? This is the problem with today's modern leaders. That's why they are not creating any impression in the minds of any people. The followers are never believing them. They are never trusting them. Nothing is happening with them because they themselves are not clear. So that's what we say, Achyutaya Namaha. That means what? Achyuta means you have to be clear that one who has not slipped himself, one who has not lost his own self. He is always permanent on his own self, self-realized. Vrishakabihi dharmaha, Vrishakarbihi dharmaha. So this is the next Namakarna which we see that Vrishakabihi dharmaha, Vrishakapi. That means one who is, we are referring here to the Varahamurti. One who came as a Varahamurti, one who took the Varahamurti avatara to lift the entire earth, which has been trying to submerged by the Hiranya. So he came down and then he tried to lift it through his own, the tusk-like thing which is there for the Varaha Rupa. Right? So that's what is called Vrishakapihi Dharmaha. Ameyatma. Ameha Yatmaha. That means one who cannot be cognized in any shape. One who cannot be cognized in any shape. One whose nature cannot be comprehended, who cannot be comprehended in any of the natural understanding. So that's what is called Ameyatma. Sarva Yoga Vinushrutaha. Sarva Yoga Vinushrutaha. That means what? One who gets you out of all the bondages. One who gets you out of all the bondages. Then he is called as a Vishnumurti. Sarva Yoga Vinushrutaha. So these are some of the excellent namas which we have visited today. So to understand, to contemplate, to always see that we always get into his in his own integrated awareness anytime. Any minute, any second, we have to be always in constant integration. And we have to definitely believe on the real Charanagati and real submission and real surrender to him. Then we will not have anything because everything is under his hand. When we really surrender, then everything he will take control and he will always try to guide us properly. So with that, we stop here and then I will conclude. Hari Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva Buddhyatmana Bhat Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Yattat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanaye Samarpayami Yadakshara Pataprashtam Matra Hinam Tu Yad Bhavet Taksharvam Kshamyadadeva Narayana Namostude Vishargabindu Matrani Padavadakshani Cha न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षम्यश्च महेश्वरः अन्यदाचरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष जनार्दन हरिः ओं तत्सत् इति श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महेशां को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु।